Welcome to another video by the technical team at River Meadow Software. In this short series of videos, we're going to look at some of the common migration challenges that we see when we're working with customers. The first thing we're going to deal with is when we see UEFI machines. These often pose problems as they're not supported in many of the target clouds. So let's start by looking at the River Meadow portal. And I've added a source already. It's a Windows source, and so we're just going to start to migrate it. We're going to migrate it into the Azure UK South region. And we've seen some of these things before. So let's check the migration. We're going to go off and do those pre-flight checks that those of you who are fans of our channel will have seen before. We go off and we'll interrogate the box and see if there's anything on the machine that's going to cause us a problem during the migration. So as we can see, there are a couple of warnings. The one we're worried about is the UEFI boot mode warning. It's telling us that we have a UEFI boot mode on the machine that we're using as our source. Now, normally that would cause us a problem, but here we can just continue with the migration. The first thing we're going to do is select some storage, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to rename the machine. This machine is actually going to be used as a bastion host for another application that we'll look at later in the series. So we're going to call it Bastion 01A. So I'll just type that in. And we can move along. So that done, we can double check the storage. We could have done a file or a block-based migration. We're going to use block-based here. Now we need to select the instance size based on the size of the server we're coming from. So in this case, that's a B2MS. So we'll select that, and then we can continue with the rest of the migration. So there's nothing to do on the network. We'll just accept the defaults for now. We'll use an existing security group, and then we'll select an existing resource group. That should be everything. So if we go back now and just check, yeah, we're happy with that, and we can continue. We get another warning about those warnings, and we continue, because we're happy that they were fixed. So it'll go off and do a couple of little pre-flight checks just to make sure nothing has changed for the worse. And then we'll get straight into the actual migration. So pre-flight's done, everything's looking good. We can click on the eye icon and we can see what the progress of the migration is actually looking like. And this will take a little while. So what we're going to do is, while this progress bar carries on, we're going to just stop the video for a minute and wait for it to complete. And I'll come back when the migration is complete. So we can see that the migration is now completed, and we now have a machine in Azure ready for us to go look at. So we're going to take a quick look, find out what its IP address is, and then we can go and RDP into that machine. So we need to RDP into that machine. So let's copy paste its address into my RDP client. Have it open already, so we'll just add a new desktop, put the IP address in. We're going to call it a useful friendly name, so I'm going to call it Bastion. So you'll see me use this one a couple more times during this series. The Microsoft RDP client allows me to do all sorts of clever things, and one of the things I can do is organize my hosts into groups. So I'm going to create a group specifically for the purpose of this demo called Demo. That done, we can add the host. Now we can double click on it and we can log into the machine. The machine has a local administrator account that I can log into. So type in administrator, if I can spell it correctly, and then type in the password, and then I'm logged in and we can go and have a look at the box. It will come up with a certificate error, which is fine. I can ignore that safely, and into the box we go. And you can see this is a Windows 2012 server, which is the same as the source machine. And we have a C drive. So the machine has come up in the cloud correctly, it's booted up, and we're able to RDP into it and use the machine. As I said, we're going to use this host as a Bastion host for some more of the demos. So thank you for watching this short video. If you've got any questions or you need to reach out to us, the details are on your screen now. There's more in this series coming very soon, so look out for them.